got my visa extended today here in Brazil. It's September 2nd, 2022. So this is what I did here in Fortaleza. The first thing I did was I went to the Polícia Federal here. It's actually in the Iguatemi shopping mall. This is a shopping mall. And Iguatemi is the biggest shopping mall in Fortaleza. Okay? So presumably you could do this in whatever city, wherever you are. You find a Polícia Federal office. Now there may be some that will do it and some that won't, but I'm sure if you go to any one, they will tell you which will. And that would be the way to do it. So I went down, and first of all, these are the documents that I had right here. I have my passport, of course. I sent a copy of it to myself because I thought, well, they might want to. Oh, no. I just put sent, meaning done. And what I did was I sent these things to my PayPal because I thought, well, maybe because my plan was I'm going to print all these things off when I go over here. Why? Because I had a friend, or I have a friend, who's a lady, and she's actually working part-time in some Brazilian government office. And so she's also a lawyer. So I thought, well, geez, and she said to me, Robert, the whole deal, she works in a court right next to this place or very near it. And she said, here's the deal. At this Polícia Federal, they have copy machines down there because this is where all of the Brazilians are processing their passports as well. They have copy machines down here. They have this, they have that. Everything is there. Okay. So in fact, I wrapped the whole thing up in about an hour and a half, all fees, the whole deal, etc. So anyways, what I did was I had already sent this stuff to me in email, and instead what I did was I put them all on a USB drive. Now the funny thing is, they really didn't even look at this. They really didn't even look at this. They didn't look at those things. I'll go more into that in just a second, but at any rate. So step one, I got all this stuff on a USB drive. I went here right across. This is in the basement. This is in the basement area of this shopping mall. And right next to it, there's a place where they'll make all sorts of copies. I gave them my USB and I said, hey, make a copy of all these different things. The visa renewal form, I'll put a link to it in the description. Okay. I'll put a link to it on the, in the description. You can get it. So I brought that USB with all these documents to a little copy shop that is right across, right there inside the same building. It's like 10 feet away. And I said, please print all these things off. So I printed them all off. Step two, I went in here and there's like a little place where you can wait, like a little deal. Oh, no, here it is exactly right here. See where this guy's leaning right there? Walk up to where he is, turn right, and you tell the lady, eu quero prolongar mi visa turista. Eu sou estrangeiro, etc. And she will say, okay. And then she'll print a little ticket for you. And I didn't have to wait more than 2 minutes because the person at the window, I guess the one who handles foreigners or whatever, he wasn't busy. So I went straight up to him. So then he went through all my stuff and he realized that, oh, okay, do you have your receipt? You have to pay your fee. And I said, oh, no, I don't have it. I don't have that yet. Now, I know there's a deal. I had seen there's some business here where you have to make a payment first. And this girl I know said there's a place to do that in the building. Okay, they'll tell you what to do. So the guy over here, he was sitting right in front of these people here. He said, all right, you need to go. And he wrote down on a piece of paper, you need to go here. It's upstairs. It's a place where you can make payments. You go upstairs on the first floor, and you have to go around kind of find this shop, right? It's called Casa Lotérica. Okay, Casa Lotérica. And the guy in here will give you a piece of paper you take to them. Okay, you take the piece of paper this guy here gave you, you take it over to these guys and you pay them. I can look at my receipt right now. It was like 110 reais. It's about $20. Okay, so I took my receipt from this guy. I walked back downstairs to this one and I waited, and they asked me, they looked over my documents, and eventually they gave it to me. But here's the thing, when I say looked over my documents, they barely. I had 2 sets of bank statements printed out. I had a thing for my hotel. They barely looked at that. And they looked at my passport, right? And they just saw when I came in and the whole deal. Now, the one thing that kind of made me go, ooh, wait a minute, and that was this right here. They had me fill this out. Oh, I had printed this out, right? This one right here, and there's a link to it in the description. I had printed it out and filled it out. You just have to fill out the top part, not the bottom. This is the thing. It says referência pessoal no Brasil, a personal reference in Brazil. Fuck it. I didn't know I had to have that, and I could have gotten it. But so all I did was I put the hotel name and the address of the hotel. See, the name and the address. So this is what I put. And he didn't care. He was like, okay, it's okay. And I put in here 90 days, right? I put in my name of my mother and a father and this, and this, I just put an X because I didn't have a cartão de entrada. It's a stamp in my fucking passport, right? So this one, I didn't sign it until I was in front of him. But I put Fortaleza, then the date, and I didn't sign this until he told me to sign it. But when he did, then I did it. Then, it's just kind of a little, then I sat down in front of another guy and he processed it and he put a stamp in my passport and he put in the date when it expires, the 90 days. He just put it exactly out 90 days. He didn't ask more or less. He put it out 90 days from when the 90 days would expire, right? So he automatically, although my first 3 months doesn't come up for another 12 days now because I'm applying for this right now 12 days before my first 90 days expires, right? And he's automatically gave me 90 days out from when my first 90 days would expire, which is good because, right, I have a plane going back. But here's the thing, you guys, I did bring proof of return travel. It was just a thing I printed out, from my airline return flight. This is what I printed out. Where is it? Yeah, I printed out this thing from my itinerary, right? I just printed that thing out, and who cares? And I printed it out in color, but they didn't even really look at it, you guys. They didn't really look at it, And I guess you could probably anticipate all that stuff, but the devil really is in the details, and it's worthwhile to have those details down pat so there's no question and you don't have to come back. I would recommend you guys get in there by at least 10 o'clock in the morning because I only had 30 more minutes. I got it at 1:30, but something was closing. And the nice guy, they were all really nice people. I thought they were very friendly and easygoing, weren't trying to give me a hard time in any way. The guy in here said, hey man, okay, you need to pay this and come back, but you've only got 30 minutes. And so I actually did get it done in 30 minutes. I went up to the place, got it, and came back, and they processed it. Okay, you guys, that is tourist visa extension in Brazil 2020.